Live from the Ed McMahon Center, this is the Q30 News Nightcast.
Up on the Q30 Newscast, a fire at Sleeping Giant burned several acres of the park over the weekend.
Plus, Quinnipiac Pride was on full display at Bobcats Madness, exciting our campus and celebrating our sports teams.
Good afternoon, Quinnipiac, and welcome to the Q30 Newscast. I'm Kristen Campeta.
And I'm Marcus Harun.
A brush fire broke out on Sleeping Giant State Park Saturday afternoon. According to Hamden Fire Chief David Baradeska, 5 acres of Sleeping Giant were on fire. Fire departments from the towns of Bethany, Wallingford, North Haven, and Cheshire all responded to help control the blaze. The bulk of the fire was extinguished by 6 p.m., but the Hamden Fire Chief says the lack of rain and dry condition did not help the process. Officials are still investigating the cause of the fire. And 1 woman is dead and 5 people are injured after a shooting at a New Haven nightclub early Saturday morning. Gunshots were fired inside the Key Club Cabaret in New Haven around 3:30 a.m., causing over 100 patrons rushing out of the club's main doorway. Police signed an arrest warrant for 28-year-old Adrian Bennett, also known as Bread, who is considered to be armed and dangerous. Bennett is charged with 1 count of murder, 5 counts of first-degree assault, and criminal possession of a firearm. Police say they will not stop looking for Bennett until he is in custody.
Milkshakes are not the only thing new to Quinnipiac's cafeterias. Students can now get sushi from the cafeterias next to the deli sandwich station. A week in, the station has become quite popular on campus. The food is made right in front of you in less than 10 minutes. Some of the popular choices are the California and avocado rolls. Prices vary based on the sushi. Members of Phi Sigma Sigma rocked all night long for their 22nd annual Rock-A-Thon last weekend. Despite the cold weather, participants spent 24 hours in rocking chairs outside of the Student Center. Quinnipiac's only 24-hour event raised money for the Phi Sigma Sigma Foundation, which supports 2 causes, Twin Ideals Fund and Learn Today, Lead Tomorrow. Members paid $25 to register a rocking chair for the event, which raised $25,000 last year. Rock-A-Thon is the only 24-hour event on campus. Organizers kept the rockers going all through the night with Zumba, a fashion show, and movies. Rock-A-Thon is the oldest philanthropy event at Quinnipiac, starting in 1991.
And Quinnipiac students and family got together at the TD Bank Sports Center this weekend for the 17th annual Bobcats Madness. The pep rally introduces all winter and spring teams, along with appearances and performances from the QU Spirit Group, Dance Fusion, and more. Senior Associate Athletic Director Billy Mecca did his well-known Cupid Shuffle at midcourt as well. Both the men's and women's basketball teams faced off in a shooting challenge, while the men's team ended their night with their usual dunk contest. For more coverage and footage on Bobcats Madness, follow Q30 Sports on Facebook and Twitter at Q30 Sports.
Coming up, Newtown, Connecticut residents may finally begin to move on from the mass shooting as Sandy Hook Elementary School demolition begins.
Plus, hurricane winds hit the UK. Our own Caitlyn Maio has this story and more in World News.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
The Bobcat Shop, located at 1010 Sherman Avenue in Hamden. Your #1 choice for Bobcat merchandise. The Bobcat Shop features 2 floors of countless styles and colors. With a full 19,000 square foot screen printing and embroidery operation on the premises, Campus Customs and Simplify can design and decorate any garment or promotional product as quickly as needed. Stop in and say hi.
I could really go for a Ray and Mike sub right now.
Come to Ray and Mike's and try our Philly chicken with cheese for just over $4, giant cheesesteak subs, and mouth-watering boar's head sandwiches for as low as $4.75. Q Cash accepted just a mile down the road on Whitney, here at Ray and Mike's.
Welcome back. I'm here with Stephanie Griffin, who is the General Manager of WQAQ, and she also oversees the producers for Battle of the Bands. So Stephanie, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you.
So for students who don't know what Battle of the Bands is, could you just explain a little bit about what the event is about?
Yep, we encourage the students here at Quinnipiac who have any type of musical background or any type of talent, whether it's rapping or singing or even just playing an instrument, to come out and showcase their talents here on campus. Our rules are basically at least one member of the band has to be a Quinnipiac student.
Okay, so how many bands usually participate in this event?
Usually we have anywhere between 10 to 15. It's hard trying to promote the event because sometimes students are almost discouraged to come out and play. But this year we actually oversaw our goal. We have at least 11 bands now signed up.
Wow, that's awesome.
We're accepting admissions throughout Friday until 5 p.m. the day before the event.
Okay, so do they need to pay anything to play in the event, or is it totally free for any band to play in if they want to?
Yep, it's free. We actually have cash prizes as well. So they come out and the third place winner is able to win $100, second place $200. The first place, gets $300, and then the opening spot for our spring concert in April.
Oh, nice. So if we wanted to come and watch the event, does it cost anything to just be a spectator?
Nope, it's free. It's going to be this Saturday at 5 p.m. in Burkhan Court. It's open to the public, so students as well as, outside family and friends can come as well.
So how long has Battle of the Bands been going on?
That's a good question. I was actually, as I was telling you earlier, I was trying to contact old alumni from WQAQ. We don't know when it started, but it's been around for a couple years, I would say. And I can tell you from experience, I'm a senior now. I've participated in all 4 years, so it's definitely been a great experience.
So what would you say is your favorite part about the event?
My favorite part is actually hearing, other students. There's going to be students there that you never knew would sing or rapped or anything. So it's full of surprises and it's a lot of fun.
Awesome. So just remind the viewers when it is again and where it is.
Yep. This Saturday, Burkhan Court at 5 o'clock. Doors will be opening at 4:30. And we actually have other organizations that are going to be there, QFS, South Asian Society, as well as the Barnacle. So we hope to see you there.
Thank you so much, Stephanie.
Thank you for having me.
Now back to Marcus.
Thanks, Kristen. 1,000 people gathered to pay final respects to the Massachusetts math teacher who was killed allegedly by one of her own students. Colleen Ritzer was a 24-year-old teacher at Danvers High School, and almost half of those at the funeral were from that school. Many mourners wore pink because it was her favorite. Ritzer was found dead in the woods near the campus last week. 14-year-old Philip Chisholm is in police custody and charged with her murder. Authorities are still investigating the motive for her killing. Students said the young teacher was an inspiration to all. And in other news, some members of the Newtown, Connecticut community are relieved that the elementary school where 20 children and 6 adults were killed last year is being torn down. Demolition of Sandy Hook Elementary School began Friday and is expected to take several weeks. Students are currently going to an elementary school in a town nearby. The Newtown Task Force voted unanimously in May to knock down the school and build a new one in the same property. The new school is expected to open in December 2016. Officials have asked contractors to destroy all traces of the building to protect the victim's privacy and keep people from taking parts of the building as souvenirs of the mass shooting. Contractors have also signed confidentiality agreements so they cannot speak of any of the horrors they witnessed inside those halls.
Yesterday marked the 1-year anniversary of Superstorm Sandy. The storm was responsible for at least 181 deaths in the U.S. and destroyed the homes of thousands of New York and New Jersey residents. Property damages from Sandy are estimated at $65 billion.
People affected by the storm honor the day in both public and private ways. Staten Island residents lit candles last night by the waterfront closest to their homes in a Light the Shore vigil. Along the Jersey Shore, residents used flashlights as a symbol of triumph over the darkness that Sandy brought. Q30 News sent out some reporters to see how QU students feel 1 year later.
From Queens, New York, and at my ground floor, it was flooded from Hurricane Sandy, and we lost all of our cars, so it really affected my family. I think slowly but surely everything is changing, especially in my house. Like it's starting to come along now. It took a lot of time, but I think things are really starting to get on their feet.
I lost power at my house for about a week, and I know kids at Fairfield University who also lost their houses. They were seniors, and they were living right on the beach, so yeah, it was pretty bad. I think we're still definitely working on it. I don't think it's 100% recovered, but we're getting there. I mean, I hear it's still on the radio, benefit, like donate money to Hurricane Sandy victims, so we're getting there.
Who will tell us how storms are affecting other areas of the world? Caitlyn?
Hi, I'm Caitlyn Maio with your World News. A Jeep in Tiananmen Square, China, killed 5 people and injured at least 38 others before catching on fire Monday. Police say the car drove off the road, hitting the guardrail of the Jinshu Bridge over the moat of the Forbidden City, and then bursted into flames. A witness says he saw fire engines, an ambulance, and several police cars heading to the direction of the fire, which sent a rising cloud of black smoke into the sky. Authorities were quick to take out the blaze. Police requested the subway stations on the east and west side of the square to be temporarily closed during the incident. The cause of the crash remains unclear. Germany's confidence in the U.S. is shrinking. The country claims the NSA monitored Chancellor Angela Merkel's cell phone calls. A German newspaper says that President Obama knew about the NSA operation in 2010 and allowed it to continue, but the NSA denied this claim. Another German source says Obama told Merkel that he would have stopped it from happening if he had known about it. The government's press office says Germany is planning to send a group of senior intelligence officials to Washington to discuss the reports. And in Europe, hurricane-force winds hit England, France, Belgium, and the Netherlands. The storm caused power outages in 220,000 homes in England. Fallen trees blocked roads and railways. Wind gusts were as strong as 99 miles per hour, causing authorities to warn citizens of travel disruptions across England's south coast. The government says 18 flood warnings were in action in southwest England. 2 storm-related deaths and a missing person have been confirmed. Weather forecasters say the storm could be the region's worst in a decade.
On the news, another college campus in lockdown due to student violence. More on the stabbing at Indiana University ahead.
And a celebrity is under fire for her racist Halloween costume. We'll tell you who during our entertainment update.
Well, Quinnipiac, fall weather is here and it's here to stay. Your full forecast coming up.
The Bobcat Shop, located at 1010 Sherman Avenue in Hamden. Your #1 choice for Bobcat merchandise. The Bobcat Shop features 2 floors of countless styles and colors. With a full 19,000 square foot screen printing and embroidery operation on the premises, Campus Customs and Simplify can design and decorate any garment or promotional product as quickly as needed. Stop in and say hi.
I could really go for a Ray and Mike sub right now.
Come to Ray and Mike's and try our Philly chicken with cheese for just over $4, giant cheesesteak subs, and mouth-watering boar's head sandwiches for as low as $4.75. Q Cash accepted just a mile down the road on Whitney, here at Ray and Mike's.
United Airlines was fined on Friday for tarmac delays on Chicago O'Hare International Airport, the largest fine to ever be issued for the disturbance. The U.S. Department of Transportation ordered the airline service to pay $1.1 million for keeping passengers waiting on the tarmac too long back in July of 2012. At the time, severe thunderstorms in Chicago caused United Airlines to delay more than 13 flights. Some delays went as long as 77 minutes over the 3-hour cap. U.S. Department of Transportation officials say it is, quote, unacceptable for passengers to be stranded in planes for the tarmac for hours on end.
2 men are under arrest today in connection with a stabbing and the lockdown of Indiana University. Police say an argument erupted early Sunday after 2 suspects and the victim met in the parking lot of a campus apartment complex to resolve a dispute. The suspects then chased the 20-year-old student and attacked him with a knife. Police say the student was being treated at a nearby hospital for non-life-threatening injuries and a cut to the back. The campus was locked down at 4 a.m. Sunday until police said no one was in danger. The suspects were found in an apartment 4 hours later. And now we'll send it over to Steph and Liv, who have our entertainment update.
Well, Olivia Wilde and Jason Sudeikis are going to be parents. Reps for the couple confirmed their baby news to People magazine on Sunday. Wilde and Sudeikis met while filming the SNL 2011 season finale and started dating 6 months later. The two announced their engagement in January. Wilde hinted at starting a family with the SNL alum in an interview with Marie Claire magazine back in July. The actress said, quote, "He is so good with kids. I've never experienced looking at someone and thinking, that's who I want to raise a child with."
Well, Liv, Chris Brown also is in trouble with the law again. At around 4:25 Sunday morning, the R&B singer was arrested and charged with assault in Washington, D.C. after an altercation with a 20-year-old male. Authorities say the alleged victim needed medical attention, which caused Brown to initially be charged with a felony. According to E! News, Brown appeared in court Monday morning, where his felony assault charge was reduced to a misdemeanor.
But according to E! News, Brown appeared in court Monday morning, where his felony assault charge was reduced to a misdemeanor. The 25-year-old singer will return to court on November 25th to answer to the misdemeanor assault charge.
Even though Chris Brown escaped the orange jumpsuit, Julianne Hough showed up in one, causing some controversy with her choice in Halloween costume. Over the weekend, the 25-year-old actress attended a Hollywood Halloween party and donned a black face with her costume of a character from Orange is the New Black. Hough says she chose to wear this costume because she was a huge fan of the show and of Uzo Abuda's character, Crazy Eyes. Hough apologized for the blackface costume, saying, quote, "It certainly was never my intention to be disrespectful or demanding to anyone in any way. I realize my costume hurt and offended people, and I truly apologize." Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, girls. 3 Connecticut pizzerias have been listed among the best in the country. Frank Pepe's in New Haven made the list for their white clam pie, which thedailymeal.com rated the best pizza in America. The site raved about the pie's charcoal-colored crust, garlic, and fresh Little Neck clams.
At number 11 was Modern Pizza's Italian Bomb, topped with mushrooms, onions, garlic, and 3 different meats. Sally's Tomato Pizza came in at number 7. Pizza from Old Saybrook's, Al Forno, and Stamford's Colony Grill also made the top 100.
Now we'll head over to Sarah Schreiner, who has the first look at the forecast for the week. Sarah?
Good evening, Quinnipiac. The fall weather is starting to set in. You can see in the north part of the United States, we have some lower temperatures, like in Boise, we have 46. And if you look over in Boston, we have 48. Looking at the local weather, in Connecticut, we have all 50s. And then looking at the radar, we see an icy, wintry mix up here. There'll be some snow and some hail. And if you look down here, you see a low pressure system that'll start moving into Saturday, and we'll get some rain on Saturday, some bad thunderstorms. And looking at tonight's weather, we have 44 clear, winds at southwest at 4 miles an hour. And then tomorrow's forecast is 65 degrees, cloudy, south winds at 15 miles an hour. And our 8-day forecast, we have 56 today, and then tomorrow. And looking into tomorrow, we have 62. It'll warm up on Saturday when we get those storms in, and then it'll start to cool off again towards the end of the week. See 47 on Tuesday. Back to the desk.
And coming up, are high school sports too dangerous? We'll look into sports injuries and their effects ahead.
Plus, our own Micah Bailey has the latest on Quinnipiac sports and highlights.
We'll be right back.
The Bobcat Shop, located at 1010 Sherman Avenue in Hamden. Your #1 choice for Bobcat merchandise. The Bobcat Shop features 2 floors of countless styles and colors. With a full 19,000 square foot screen printing and embroidery operation on the premises, Campus Customs and Simplify can design and decorate any garment or promotional product as quickly as needed. Stop in and say hi.
I could really go for a Ray and Mike sub right now.
Come to Ray and Mike's and try our Philly chicken with cheese for just over $4, giant cheesesteak subs, and mouth-watering boar's head sandwiches for as low as $4.75. Q Cash accepted just a mile down the road on Whitney, here at Ray and Mike's.
Welcome back. Ex-quarterback Brett Favre turned down what could have been another NFL comeback. Favre's agent was contacted after Rams quarterback Sam Bradford tore his left ACL and could not play for the rest of the season. The Rams were interested in having Favre replace Bradford as quarterback.
Favre told a Washington sports radio station Thursday that he does not feel physically able to play. In addition, he fears that he's experiencing symptoms connected to concussions he suffered during his 20-year NFL career. He said, quote, "I don't remember my daughter playing soccer one summer. For the first time in 44 years, that put a little fear in me." Now we'll head over to Micah, who has more in Quinnipiac sports. Micah?
That's what I thought. It was an opening. I'm Micah Bailey with your sports. Women's soccer goalie Natalia Grodzki has been named the MAC Women's Defensive Player of the Week. She kept both opponents from scoring last week, including the Monmouth Hawks, who are undefeated in the conference. Grodzki saved 9 shots on goal, 4 of them against Monmouth. This is the second time this season the sophomore has won the award. The Bobcats will head to Orlando, Florida for the opening round of the MAC Championship Tournament on Thursday. Women's field hockey has earned a spot in its first ever MAC Championship Tournament. Quinnipiac beat Monmouth on Sunday by the final score of 4-2. The Hawks had not lost in conference this season, but the Bobcats ended that streak. Senior captain Jenelise Taylor scored twice, while sophomore Savannah Riley scored her first career goal. They improved to 10-6 overall and moved to 3rd in the MAC standings. Quinnipiac will host Bryant in their senior day game on Friday. Men's and women's ice hockey are both ranked in the top 10 for the second straight week. The men are coming off a 2-win weekend over Holy Cross and have moved up 2 spots to 7th in the USCHO.com national rankings. The women are off to their best start in the program's history with a 6-1 record. They lost to number 7 Harvard, but bounced back to beat Dartmouth 4-2. They are now ranked 9th in the country. Men's hockey will travel to play Colgate and Cornell this weekend, while the women will face those same teams here at home. That's all, guys. Back to you.
Thanks, Micah. Over 2 million young people are injured yearly while playing a high school sport. The Public Health Committee at the state capitol wants to create a 2-year pilot program to study injuries of high school athletes.
Here's the story of one injury that changed a student's life. Alfredo Velez loves football. He played for the West Haven High School team his freshman year, and he was good.
I had a D1 scholarship to Toledo, and they offered me a scholarship saying if you continue to play at this level throughout high school, we'll give you a full ride. And I had to let that go because of these injuries.
His injuries included multiple concussions that ended his career after his freshman year of high school and crushed his college and pro football dreams.
It's not a good feeling. I remember sometimes I would cry at night just because my head hurts, and I'll throw up at random times. Oh, wow. So every hit is like a car crash.
When athletes got hurt while playing high school sports, they used to track that information until 2010 when that program ran out of funding. Now state legislators want to create a task force to be able to track injuries to make sure kids stay safe on the field.
There are about 2 million high school student athletes who suffer sports injury every year. The experts that look at that kind of data, they tell us that most sports injuries in high school age students could be prevented.
Legislators want to track weather conditions, field type, and injury details. If there's a pattern after the 2-year study, the Commissioner of Public Health may make new rules for athletes.
Our goal is to keep our athletes playing and not on the sidelines, so anything that we can do, if it requires us to monitor and to send data back, then great.
The Public Health Committee approved the program, and it now heads to the General Assembly for a vote. Marcus Harun, Q30 News. That'll do it for Q30 Newscast.
Stay updated with Q30 News all week long by visiting our Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube pages.
We'll be back next Wednesday with the latest in Quinnipiac, local and national news. Have a good night.